Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
So with that make, now at 7 under par.
That was a great first day out there, Rich.
I really enjoyed it. We saw a lot of birdies, excellent play, and some impressive names on top of this leaderboard. Anybody's game. EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. It's second round coverage of the Alberta Classic.
Oh, it's perfect. That is a huge opening tee shot.
Now the approach shot here at the par 4 first.
Generous green, just a little bit uphill. Not minute, really. Big green to hit into, though. Should be safely on deck.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. With that birdie, moves one shot closer to the lead. Here at the par 3 second hole, just about 170 yards.
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank, how good was that just to get it on the green?
Well, from that shot there, you would have thought for sure that there was no chance he had of finding the green. That was some shot.
Well, that's just a poor putt, Frank, and now let's hope he doesn't make a Michael Bublé.
He's hardly going to be singing after that one.
Trying to limit the damage here. This putt is for bogey. And he makes it for a bogey here. So a par 4 to open, then a par 3, and now Frank here at the third, a par 5 at 528 yards.
And you get to see everything very early on in the round. Dogleg left first hole, par 3 second, and now a long dogleg right, par 5. With a good tee shot, though, you can definitely reach this hole in 2.
Was it a good drive here at the third? Down there a good ways and in the fairway. Frank, chance to go for the green in 2 here at the third?
There is, but you can also use the terrain, which will kick the ball towards the left. So if you haven't hit the best of tee shots, still land that ball to the right and let it feed on.
Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball. Should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see. Pretty good shot. That ball settles in about 13 feet away.
You'd like to think unlucky for some, but birdie putt coming up. It's that sneaky distance.
My goodness, what does the guy have to do to make a putt out here? Just 5 feet left. Right in the heart. Well, look at this hole, Frank. A par 3, 192 yards. It is beautiful.
It's called Devil's Cauldron, but with that lake, I think that should cool you down, not heat you up. Just keep an eye on that drop of elevation. For every 10 yards, you should reduce it by a club. So it's going to play some 50, 60 feet downhill.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle. Even par currently.
Well, too bad. He gives one back. Back on the tee here at Banff Springs, 5th hole, 424-yard par 4. What's the setup here, Frank?
Well, it's very tempting to try and hit a draw because that's the way in which the hole is shaped. But the main goal is to make sure that you can take that second bunker, the one on the left side, out of play with that tee shot.
Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Good looking shot right here. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Cleans that up in the hole. Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 6th hole, reasonably short at 373 yards. A lot of golfers arrive at a hole like this and they'll think, well, I'm just going to blast it away because it's such a short 4. You think these kinds of holes require a little more thinking?
They certainly do, Rich. If you can't drive it to the front edge of the green, there's no point really trying to hit it through that narrow net. You can just sort of knock a 3-wood down there or something that's going to give you a decent yardage where you can at least spin that second shot. You can guarantee that ball's going to stop when it lands. It's going to be much easier than trying to fashion some sort of pitch and run.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday and trying for another one today. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
.602-yard par 5 7th hole. Frank, I'm guessing you want to take the big stick out and let it rip here.
Saw Rory McIlroy hit his tee shot here so far he had an iron in. Oh, That's fine.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Good lie in the fairway, a good chance to make something happen here. Frank, I think what sets golf apart from other sports is that the fan can get so close to the great athlete as the round is being played.
Yeah, well, that's why the sport itself, and we consider it more intimate for that reason. You know, most golf spectators played in it. Whereas other sports, you don't see NFL players sitting in the grandstand. You see spectators, but most golf fans are golfers.
Well, that was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. That was not a very good read right there. Par yesterday. Now for birdie.
Well, that one's got a stink. That's a good stroke.
Just a couple of feet. Good roll. Solid. That's a par. Now to hole number 8. It's another par 3 with some water. Frank, only 150 yards. This is the shortest hole in the golf course.
But distance control is still very important here. If you can get the right distance, you could perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have a 10 or 15-foot putt. So just think of that. Water on the right there. You just aim a little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. I tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. A former college #1 makes another birdie. Just love the variety here on the front side, Frank, coming off that short par 3 8th. Now we go to another par 5 to round out the side, 501 yards.
And the third par 5. Interesting front 9 here. 3 par 5s, 3 par 3s, and 3 par 4s. This one, not the longest par 5, but still reachable. This one, you have to be a little bit careful, though. This is probably the toughest driving hole on the front 9 with regard to par 5s.
Frank, as we get set now for this second shot to the par 5 9th, what are the options for the player?
The biggest thing to take into account, Rich, is just that the general terrain in front, because you can always use that to your advantage. I know the green pitches from left to right. You've got two choices. Just sort of aim it a little bit left, let it kick down the hill, or just try and sort of turn it back towards the flag.
Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. He can make eagle right here. Hold on, maybe there is a chance for the win. That eagle moving the player into the top 10.
Just when we're focused at the top of the leaderboard, there's a lot of movement there in the middle of the field.
Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. This looks like it's going to find the target.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That's a solid par. Still in it, Frank. On the tee here at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4. Is this a drive you like to hit, Frank?
It certainly is, Rich, but it's a little narrower than what your eye first sees. And the reason why, there's a tree sort of another 40, 50 yards down the right side past that bunker. So if you hog that right side, that tree can become a little bit of a problem for the second shot.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Early part of his back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
That is a solid par putt. Here at the 12th, par 4, 442 yards. Frank, what's ahead?
This one's called Big Bow. Hole's certainly a lot longer than the 10th hole, which is Little Bow. Dog legs to the player's right. A couple of bunkers down the left side. That first bunker on the left shouldn't be too much of a problem to carry. But once again, even though the hole bends to the right, you'd like to be down the opposite side of the fairway, which is the left.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach giving him another good look. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
That's how you keep a round going, make them from that distance. Well, Frank, here's another pretty long par 3, the 13th here at Banff Springs, 225 yards. What's the right play?
Well, unless they have that flag all the way in the back, that first 2/3 of the green is just like a nice big circle. You hit it anywhere on that, you can have a putt of some 20, 25 feet maximum for birdie.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Frank, you've navigated so many leaderboards in your career. This is the way to do it, isn't it?
Oh, there's plenty of holes ahead too, Rich. 3rd place, a really good position to be playing from here on in.
Back here at the par 4 14th, and we are ready to tee off. 442-yard hole, Frank.
It's called a Wampum. My Canadian's not that good, so I don't know what that means, but the way I decipher it, another little dog leg to the right with bunkers all over the place. It's sort of in the place where you'd like to hit the tee shot is exactly where that crop of, 5 bunkers down the left side. So you're going to have to somehow squeeze it just right of that. Very awkward tee shot.
That is classy.
I had a chance of going in.
Now this for birdie. Came away with par in the previous round.
Now that birdie has to feel even better, Rich, with everything so tight at the top.
Right in the middle of a Donnybrook at this point. Now to the 15th tee, and Frank, this looks like a fun shot to hit.
It won't play its full yardage because of that elevated tee, but a good one out here. We might see one of those 350, 360 plus yard drives.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Frank, this second shot to the par 4 15th is what you might call a professional's shot. Explain why.
Yeah, there's always an advantage if a better player can shape a shot. So you have a long second shot, but just the way this green is, notice there's a slightly better entry from the left side. So the better player would try and hit a little fade in there. That's what it might appear That might appear the safest shot coming in, but it's going to actually give you the best chance of hitting it close. General run-of-the-mill shot sometimes would just bash it away over that right bunker, but it's not really the way in which that hole's designed.
Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Moving on to number 16 now. It's a par 4, 414 yards. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
It's another hole that'll favor a nice sort of high draw off the tee. It'll set up that second shot to a green that has got several different levels on it.
Officials are calling that one around 310 yards. Frank, club selection so important on this second shot here at the 16th.
Yeah, any time that the elements don't work in your favor, and by that I mean here the false front, everything rolling back, then you've got to actually be more aggressive, and you're going to get the reward. So it's not like playing reckless golf. It's just the terrain dictates that you fly the ball every inch of the way.
See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today.
Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
Settles in over the putt.
Hard-fought par right there. There's 2 holes left here at Banff Springs, and Frank, another par 4. This one short, 374 yards.
It is. It's named Sarcee, which is a tribute to the Indian tribes here in the First Nations of Canada. So just think about that when you're teeing it off here on what is not an overly difficult par 4.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round.
Pretty good effort right there. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Well, considering the lead that he has on the rest of the field, a par is all you need. Well, Frank, this sets up for an exciting finish here at Banff Springs, a 578-yard par 5.
There's just about a bunker in play for every length of tee shot here, so know exactly which one you can carry and exactly which one you can't reach.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be.
Going with a lob wedge here. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. The bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity.
This is a 9-footer. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Oh, man, just slides by. And only a tap in left. Good putt. Has this now for bogey.
Well, with time running out, Rich, that's what's going to make that bogey sting even more.
Can't afford to give him away at this point in the championship. 2 rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, you know, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Today, it's live 3rd round coverage of the Alberta Classic. All set to go. We take you to the first hole. Starting to round the turn now. 72 holes. It's a lot of golf. 3rd round about to get underway.
Yeah, played well through the first 2 days. Very much in contention. But it's still a new day. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, what's the best way to attack on this second shot, opening hole?
Less confusion, Rich. Just look at the flag. This is a fairly flat piece of fairway we're heading off, and to a green that's very generous.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
What a birdie. Now just a handful of players in contention.
Frank, how about the par 3 second hole?
The first of 5 par 3s the players will play today, Rich. This one's surrounded by bunkers, but certainly one of the shorter par 3s. So with a good tee shot here, you can imagine you could easily get a putt inside 10 to 15 feet for birdie.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Trying to make yet another birdie. You can't leave it short, Frank.
Oh, and especially right in the middle.
So a tester from 4 feet.
That's the cruelest thing about this game, Rich. I mean, it's just now it's another shot.
So they'll tap in. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Well, Frank, as we get to the 3rd hole here at par 5, it feels to me like you need to be at a minimum 1 under through the first 3 holes or you're losing ground to the field.
You're exactly right. Chance here for birdie or eagle, too. This is one of those holes you can just wind it up and let it fly. And you'll certainly get a good reward with a big tee shot. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Second shot here on the par 5 3rd at Banff Springs.
Even though the green's protected by bunkers on the left, everything sort of kicks from the player's right to the left. So you can land that ball in the right section of the green, allow it to feed towards the flag.
Pretty good shot. That ball settles in about 13 feet away.
You'd like to think unlucky for some, but birdie putt coming up.
Ooh, that hurts. He'd settle for par here. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey.
Well read.
Well, look at this hole, Frank. A par 3, 192 yards. It is beautiful.
It's called Devil's Cauldron, but with that lake, I think that should cool you down, not heat you up. Just keep an eye on that drop of elevation. For every 10 yards, you should reduce it by a club. So it's going to play some 50, 60 feet downhill.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Just broke away at the last second. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. He's made it. Well, Frank, no doubt this is one of the most photographed holes in all of golf.
Yeah, Devil's Cauldron, just get to the front of the tee there, get the camera out. The vistas there are amazing. You see the mountains in the background. This green surrounded by the pine trees. And of course, if you like a lake or two, there's a lake just in front of that green. Just to give you that little color of blue in the snapshot you're going to take.
Like to look at them, not swimming. Certainly not fish golf balls out. Frank, what are you thinking about on this approach here at the 5th?
Once again, with a good drive, you're left with a scoring club. By that, I mean a short iron. Gives you a lot more options and a lot more flags you can go at. Even with a flag in the back left with a scoring club in hand, you can virtually just go straight at that. The ball will not kick too much once it hits the green.
I think this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Bogey here yesterday. Now this for birdie. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time that one gets him in the top 10.
Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 6th hole, reasonably short at 373 yards. A lot of golfers arrive at a hole like this and they'll think, well, I'm just going to blast it away because it's such a short 4. You think these kinds of holes require a little more thinking?
They certainly do, Rich. If you can't drive it to the front edge of the green, there's no point really trying to hit it through that narrow neck. You can just sort of knock a 3-wood down there or something that's going to give you a decent yardage where you can at least spin that second shot. If you can guarantee that ball's going to stop when it lands, it's going to be much easier than trying to fashion some sort of pitch and run.
Sensational shot right there, Frank.
Oh, you start beating your chest after a shot like that. That's the best we've seen into this hole today.
Frank, this is a good position to be in for a player. Making birdies, making some moves.
You're starting to get the momentum, too, for the finish.
Now to the second par 5 on this opening 9. Frank, this is a pretty long hole, 602 yards.
Well, it's called hoodoo. Do you know what hoodoo means? It means bad luck, actually, so you don't really want to be thinking about that on this tee shot. 602 yards, if you belt one off the tee, well, you might avoid the bad luck.
Good contact, good result. This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity. Oh, he gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut. Not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane.
Great shot out of the rough. He avoided all the troubles just to get that on the green.
That was not an easy shot. He'll settle. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Getting set now over the putt. That's a solid par. Still in it, Frank. Frank, you like this kind of design feature where you go from the longest hole in the course immediately to the shortest hole.
Certainly, golf giveth and golf taketh away. This is just minimally uphill, just a couple of feet, but you can see from the overview the design of the green. And that flag's on the right, it's a little bit of a longer carry, so just be a little cognizant of that. You don't have to hit it directly at the flag.
Just 5 feet left. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
A good effort, a good par putt. So we'll round out the front side here at Banff Springs with a par 5 and reasonably short at only 501 yards.
So very reachable because of that yardage that you just referenced. Hole bends a little bit to the right. You can favor the left side with a tee shot. It's just going to make that angle on the second a little bit easier. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Frank, as we get set now for this second shot to the par 5 ninth, what are the options for the player?
The biggest thing to take into account, Rich, is just that the general terrain in front, because you can always use that to your advantage. I know the green pitches from left to right. You've got two choices. Just sort of aim it a little bit left, let it kick down the hill, or just try and sort of turn it back towards the flag.
Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the hole location from here. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today?
In a very aggressive mode with that birdie now in second place.
Excellent front side. Trying to keep it going here on the second nine.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That would be a great look at birdie. These putts keep the round together. Well, that's just a case of not focusing right there. What a lapse in concentration. This would give him the par. Even with that par, will drop down on the leaderboard.
Time to change gears. Birdie time.
So off the long par 3/10, we are at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4, Frank.
It looks like a straightaway par 4, Rich, but if anything, the hole actually bends to the left, and you really want to follow that natural contour of that. Just sort of draw it off those bunkers on the right, or just simply carry it over the ones on the left. But ideally down the left side, it avoids that pine tree that's further down.
That one was struck solid, about 290. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That is another laser right at the flagstick. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Now, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
That's how you maintain momentum. Make those putts for par. Frank, what are we looking at here at the par 4 12, 442 yards?
Players are really focused on that bunker down the left side. That's the one that has to be either laid up, which would be 286 yards off the tee, or sort of worked off. This could very well be a 3-wood off the tee. Just hit it straight at that left bunker.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
All right, Frank, another chance to make something happen here at the 12th.
You could come in here a little low, try and skip it back towards the flag as it starts to narrow up to the back of the green. But anything a little underneath the flag, maybe slightly to the right of it, is going to be a better place to putt from.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Good putt. Par 3 13th, it's 225 yards. Frank, you happy walking out of here with a 3?
Yeah, take a 3, go to the next hole, unless it's match play. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich. It's that sneaky distance.
How does that not go in? This to avoid a huge number. This is for bogey. Stroke that with authority.
On to the 14th hole now. It's a par 4, 442 yards. And what's the right way to attack here, Frank?
Two choices. Try and squeeze it down the right side, just short of those big bunkers on that right. Either that or carry the bunker complex on the left. A little awkward.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Birdie try again here today. So close.
Can't birdie them all, Rich.
Has his par. Well, now the par 4s begin to stretch out a little bit. The 15th here, Frank, is 475 yards.
Certainly want to put your big shoes on here. Nice big slinging draw off the tee might help. Go a little further. Does go downhill considerably, so you get a little bit more run out of the tee shot if you did that.
Wow, Frank, look at that one run out. Just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Really solid stroke.
Moving on to number 16 now. It's a par 4, 414 yards. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
It's another hole that'll favor a nice sort of high draw off the tee. It'll set up that second shot to a green that has got several different levels on it. That's an absolute beauty.
Now to the second shot here at the 16th. And Frank, what's ahead?
Minimally uphill, but it actually plays uphill. The reason why is because all that front section of the green rolls back towards the player. So you've got to carry the ball all the way to the flag.
Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man. Just a couple of feet.
That's an important birdie right there, into the top 5 on this leaderboard.
Well, there's so much at stake this week, Rich.
Now to the 17th, 374 yards, and Frank, players might be licking their chops here.
They certainly would, Rich. Bunkers left and right, but they can be carried with an aggressive tee shot. It'll set up just a short iron into a green that pitches towards you. So maybe just a little bit underneath the flag with a second shot. And really a chance to have a fast finish.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. I think this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Going to try to put a little air under this one with a lob wedge. Third shot, looking for a good one. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Good birdie right there, moving to 3rd place on the leaderboard.
So through 54 holes, a really good position inside the top 5 with 1 round to go.
Yeah, and those handful of players that we're looking at, Rich, they certainly have looked the best players this week, which makes tomorrow look like a real thriller.